Do you enjoy attending backgammon tournaments? If so, the first ever Gammon Go tournament in New Orleans is one you won't want to miss. And in this video, my good friend Bill Riles joins me to discuss it. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. Let me know if you're going to be going to the tournament in the comments. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description where you can get it. If you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend Bill Riles. Hello.
Hey, Alex, how are you today?
Very good. Thank you for asking. How have you been since I've seen you last a couple days ago?
Well, all is well. Thank you for asking, but just a busy time of the year for us. A lot to plan, a lot to do. For the next couple of months, we won't be traveling, so that enables us to catch up on a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah. The viewers know you travel a lot. You do a lot of the YouTube videos, the king and queen of streaming. So you have great videos.
Well, thank you very much.
Uh, so we're going to be talking about the first ever tournament, backgammon tournament in New Orleans, the Gammon Go. So tell us about like how you decided to do this one in New Orleans and all that.
Well, Tara and I had been talking of doing a second tournament, kind of a companion tournament to our Texas tournament, which has been so successful over the years. But we kind of established a brand or a genre, we think, in that Texas is unique in the United States because it's a downtown location, kind of an upscale hotel. Everything's close by as far as the tourist type things and restaurants and what have you. So we wanted to do something similar. And we decided upon New Orleans. It's a tremendous tourist destination. We were able to secure a host hotel venue that is just off the charts. It's a luxurious, upscale boutique hotel in downtown. It's very near, it's 3 or 4 blocks to the French Quarter, a block to the big new Caesar's Casino. It's in the warehouse, right off the warehouse district where all the fine restaurants are. It's just amazing. And we can, as we can with San Antonio, we live in Houston, we can drive a U-Haul truck and take all of our mass amounts of equipment. It's Interstate 10 all the way west to San Antonio or all the way east to New Orleans. So it's quite easy to do that as well. And we like to, that's our brand, that's our genre. We like to provide players an opportunity to realize these types of circumstances in a backgammon tournament.
Yeah, I think it's challenging depending on the city to find a venue that's appropriate because in a lot of the tournaments you'll have some venue near the airport, but in a lot of these, like in San Antonio, in New Orleans, I've seen like in Miami, it's not close to the airport, but it's in like a nice area that attracts a lot of tourists. So it's a great destination.
Well, that's true. I mean, people ideally they like to perhaps see and do a lot of other things. They can make it a vacation, and maybe they come in a couple of days early or stay a day or two late, and in addition to the actual tournament days, and can really get to know and enjoy a city. That's even like one thing we're going to do in New Orleans. We're establishing the schedule such that we have long dinner breaks each day because New Orleans is so renowned for its fine restaurants and fine dining, and there's any number of great restaurants just within a couple block radius of the hotel, and we want people to have the opportunity to check those out.
Yeah, I remember some 20 years ago or so when I was still in school, I would go to the national conferences. And once it was in San Antonio, so I went there, I saw the Alamo, we went to the River Walk, and they have a great convention center. And also it was in New Orleans, which I personally enjoyed more. There's like so much to do. There's Bourbon Street. There's the Mardi Gras stuff. We went to Cafe Du Monde. There's the river. I went to the casino. That's great.
Well, yeah, and the casino, it was a Harrah's casino for a long time.
That's what it was when I went there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's recently, and I don't know the exact date, but it was recently purchased by Caesars, and they closed it for like a year and did a $500 million renovation. So it's quite a bit larger. It has a big hotel tower extending from it. Tara and I were in it 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it from my perspective will rival any casino in Las Vegas. It's just stunning. And, it's a block from the hotel, so that's hard to beat as well.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a riverboat casino,
No, this is a
freestanding.
freestanding surface casino. It takes up, like, I guess, 4 city blocks almost. It's like the
Yeah.
2 cross streets are terminated through that. So I think it's like a 4 city block area. It's huge.
But it's close to the Mississippi River, right?
Oh, it's only a couple blocks, maybe block or 2 from the river. So it's amazing. It's right at the convergence of Canal Street and Poydras Street, which are the 2 major east-west thoroughfares through the city, and they kind of come together right at the casino. And Canal is the southern boundary of the French Quarter. So we're on Poydras, so it's only 3 or 4 blocks over to the French Quarter as well.
So you
And
can
of
just
course,
walk
that
to
is,
Bourbon Street, right?
yeah, I mean, that's kind of a renowned and famous and or infamous part of the city. I tease, I tell people, and I used to go to New Orleans all the time. I was in the oil and gas business, offshore oil and gas business, and a lot of it was centered in New Orleans. But it's a great place to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay there. Right? So,
I know. At least out of that area.
the quarter is loud, it's congested, it's crowded. There's single lane streets all through there. So again, lots of nice bars, nice restaurants, great music, some nice hotels, but we prefer to be, out of the quarter and over in the central business district.
Right.
As you see there, Gammon Geaux, New Orleans, in the Cajun French language, if we want to call it that, anything that ends in EAUX is pronounced O, like a long O.
Right.
So we just kind of seized on, Gammon Geaux obviously is a common backgammon term.
Yeah.
So we seized on the Gammon Geaux New Orleans, and a lot of players and people that we communicate with, they've all kind of picked up and had fun with that term. I'll get a text from somebody and I'm going to New Orleans, it's GEAUXING.
That's right. That's right.
People are having a lot of fun with it.
That's great. So here we see it's going to be, of course, in New Orleans, September 10th through the 14th, 2025 at the Kimpton Hotel, Fontenot. Now, these photographs are really beautiful. Do you know what all these is? Is a cathedral?
Yeah, this one is the bar, or that one, go back, that's the cathedral on Jackson Square in the quarter. And this is the bar in the Hotel Fontenot. There's actually a lounge, another room adjacent to that. This is okay.
I'll go to the next one. Yeah, I'll go to the next one. It goes by.
Okay. And this is across the river, looking back at the downtown portion of the city. And
That's
this
a riverboat, right? The riverboat.
That's a cruise ship. Actually, there is a riverboat that is docked right in that area where you can actually take a cruise on the Mississippi. But that's a cruise ship. It's a big cruise port as well.
And this one.
And then this is from a picture in the quarter. It looks like it. I'm not sure. It looks like the Royal Sonesta Hotel, but that's very typical of a lot of the structures in the quarter itself, with the 2 or 3 story high balconies, lots of plants. It's just an amazing place to visit.
The architecture is unique. Wonderful. So this is such a beautiful website. I'll put a link in the description so people can go through it, and we'll kind of go through the items one at a time. So this is Tobias Helwag. So tell us about this, please.
Well, Tobias is a great friend of ours. We've had the privilege of working with him in a number of locations, and obviously, working at a lot of tournaments where he participates. He's one of the great players in the world, and as people may well know, he's one of the great commentators in the world as well. Very personable, a lot of fun. Everyone loves Toby, and he's going to be our director of commentary. And as we pose here, he's kind of an international backgammon ambassador, and he's going to be doing all of our commentary, joined by various guest commentators as their schedules permit. And he'll be giving at least one lecture during the weekend as well. And we hope to have several name elite international players who will provide some commentary and provide some lectures as well.
That's fantastic. You guys have a great stream. We'll get to that, and the commentary is fantastic. Normally, we're used to having you man the commentary desk, but it'll be Tobias, and maybe you'll join him for a little bit. Is that what you're going to do?
Well, I'll perhaps join a little bit, but and that would be more just saying hello or, making some announcements of one sort or another. I really don't anticipate doing much actual match commentary, but we will have, we're planning on 3 streams, one with commentary, and, it'll be our typical operation.
Yeah. Those streams are great. You always feature beautiful boards, great commentators, outstanding players. So looking forward to that. All right. So moving on, you can see the Mardi Gras background. So the sponsor,
and people might notice I have on a number of Mardi Gras beads here for the occasion of this interview, and everyone we have acquired a ton of beads. So everyone coming to the tournament will have Mardi Gras beads as well.
yeah. Now that we're looking at the website, the sponsors will be announced soon. Any updates yet? I know you just put this up.
No, we just put that up. We've got under discussions with several board manufacturers and other entities. I've actually, it's rather interesting. I've got a good friend who owns a business in Lafayette, Louisiana, and he is actually very good friends with the Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana, who is in charge of all tourism. So he's been talking with him on our behalf, trying to get some help and sponsorship there. And this friend of mine from Lafayette is also a member of kind of the New Orleans Convention or Visitors Bureau. It's called New Orleans Strong. And he's a member of that, and he's working with them to do what they can do to help us out as well. So they had some great ideas, particularly maybe not this year, but down the road, how we could incorporate it with some other things. So hopefully that'll come to pass, and it'll really be exciting for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, that sounds great. Looking forward to that. All right. So we'll move on to the next section. This is the world famous stream by Ace Point Backgammon. So you're going to be having it on 2 different channels. The Galaxy.
Well, this is typical of most of our streaming gigs. Our stream 1 with the live commentary will be on Backgammon Galaxy's YouTube channel, and we certainly appreciate their accommodation in that regard. And it gives us and a much larger audience from around the world. They have like 25,000 subscribers. So it gives us, tremendous exposure for the tournament around the world, and allows viewers from around the world to watch the tournament. So, and then of course on our Ace Point YouTube channel, streams 2 and 3 will be over there. And of course we have switching capabilities, just amazing switching capabilities. So if, for example, perhaps a match on stream 1, ends very quickly on an 8 cube or whatever, we can switch both the video and the commentary feed onto stream 1. It might have been on stream 2. It can remain on stream 2, but then be added to stream 1. So it gives us a lot of flexibility and versatility to keep the viewers happy.
Yeah, yeah, it's always great watching that. I think I usually wake up early to watch the streams.
Well, you won't have to get up quite as early.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
When we're in the States, and it's kind of interesting. I was just thinking, and and you and I spoke the other day, and it'll be coming out soon, I guess, about the Backgammon Ace Point Backgammon shop. And one of the things there is the new scoreboards, the Matchmaster scoreboards that we're introducing. And those will be used for the first time on a stream at Chicago. Last year at Chicago, we had the ZBF tap and set clocks that were used for the first time. So, it gives us an opportunity, these various streaming gigs, the opportunity to, to show off new products to viewers. And we're always searching out, interesting and functional, good accessories and what have you. And, it's just another service that we try to provide.
And I can testify to that because the viewers won't see it in this video, but we just did another video. You had just released those and I ordered them and it was supposed to arrive on a certain date. And we were scheduled to do our video the day before and it happened to arrive one day early. So I was able to show it off. I love those scoreboards. I have one of those new ZMF tap and set clocks. The service is outstanding. I'll put a link in the description to that video as well.
Well, it's interesting. I know we got an order in yesterday afternoon from a gentleman in Germany for like 15 pair of American precision dice. And that went out this morning, and he's due to get it Monday or something like that in Germany. So we pride ourselves on customer service as well.
Yes, absolutely. And this is an image of, is this a riverboat? This is
that is a riverboat. I'm not terribly familiar with the specific name of that one, but there are several in the New Orleans area. There are a couple of riverboats that kind of, provide cruises up and down the Mississippi, even almost the entire course of the Mississippi on some of them. And then there's some that you can take just little day cruises or evening cruises right in the immediate New Orleans area. But it's pretty interesting. Like you can see that's the Interstate 10 bridge, or bridge is, over the Mississippi in the background. And I know we stayed at the Kimpton Hotel Fontenot 3 or 4 weeks ago when we were over there, and our room faced the river and the casino and the bridge, and even the bridge is all lit up at night. It's really quite a sight to behold. And of course, the Mississippi there in the New Orleans area, it's probably at least a mile wide. So it's a pretty impressive sight.
Right. Okay. Very good. So here, this is the bottom of the home page, and then we're going to see all of these, the hotel, the schedule, and entry form in a moment. And at the bottom, it's all the information here. We've got the social media and streaming, contact information, and there's the Facebook, YouTube, and you want to take a moment to recognize the sponsors down here.
I guess we of course are a USBGF/ABT sanctioned tournament. So we appreciate that affiliation and the services that they provide the backgammon community. And then, of course, we have a pretty extensive social media marketing and reporting campaign, I guess you would say, of our own, primarily on Facebook. But we'll be adding, as the next few weeks and months progress here, we're going to be adding some specific product sponsors and just interest sponsors, I guess you would say. It's kind of interesting. You can see this figure on the left there. That's, I don't know what you would call it, typical costume or garb from Mardi Gras celebrations, which, occur during Lent in New Orleans, and they last like over a 2 or 3 week period. It's just amazing. they have what's called crews, Krews, which are clubs of one sort or another. They're like a dozen crews, and each one of those have a parade during the Mardi Gras season, and it's just it's an amazing event to behold. I will assure you. But so we're just so excited to have this opportunity to to have a tournament in New Orleans and to bring that experience to the players. And the hotel, again, Tara and I stayed there 3 or 4 weeks ago. Coincidentally, in certain regards, we were going over there on kind of a scouting trip for a tournament and a place to have the tournament. And we had kind of through Google searches and other investigation kind of named 4 or 5 hotels we wanted to check out. And coincidentally, we stayed at the Kimpton, and that's the one we ended up at. And it was just, it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. I think I was telling you, and I'll tell this to our viewers here, kind of a tremendous endorsement for that hotel is the Super Bowl was held in New Orleans about a month ago, and Anheuser-Busch Corporation is perhaps the NFL's largest Super Bowl sponsor, with their Bud and Bud Light and other products, commercials and so forth, the Clydesdales and all this kind of stuff. And their Super Bowl headquarters for Anheuser-Busch, they bought out this hotel in its entirety for their Super Bowl headquarters, for all of their, I guess, their special guests and their execs and their maybe high producer distributors or whomever. But, they could have chosen any hotel in New Orleans. This was their Super Bowl headquarters. So pretty impressive, we think.
All right, we're going to take a look at the hotel in a moment. Let's take a look at the schedule here. So here is the schedule of events. We'll go through it starting on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're going to have Wednesday will primarily be a setup day for us, but we will have a BMAB Players Cup BMAB event going on. Roberto Litzenberger will be coordinating that, and then on Wednesday afternoon, there's a place over close to the casino. In fact, it's owned by Caesars, called Fulton Alley. Fulton is a street, that initiates from the casino going south. And for the first couple of blocks there, it's a pedestrian street, and there's all kinds of, restaurants and bars and galleries and so forth on it. Perhaps the most famous restaurant right there in that block is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, the original Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. But there's a place called Fulton Alley, which is a play on the words. It's a kind of a sports bar, restaurant, bowling alley, all owned by Caesars. And we're going to have like a little social event there for, I think it's 5 to 8. I can't read what she's got there. Yeah, 5 to 8. And, that'll be a lot of fun. We've set the schedule, the VMAB schedule, such that, allows anybody participating in that to go to Fulton Alley as well. So, it's happy hour. We're going to have some nice food. There's a game room, so if you want to take some boards and all, there'll be the opportunity to play. There's an actual bowling alley in the place, so we'll have 3 or 4 dedicated lanes. So it'll be a great social event, I think, for people to kind of get into the swing of things for the tournament.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And for the viewers who may not be familiar with it, can you tell us, please, what a BMAB Players Cup tournament and how that is unique as compared to other tournaments?
Well, it's, the BMAB is the Backgammon Masters awarding body, which is I guess it was originated and kind of ultimately controlled by the World Backgammon Federation. But you got it, Dmitry Obakov from Michigan is kind of the head of it, I guess, internationally. And here in the States, Dmitry, Roberto Litzenberger, Jeb Horton, Ben Friesen, Well, I think that's all of them. But they provide a service of a BMAB tournament um, at ABT tournaments, and you play typically like a truncated round robin type event where maybe you're playing 5 rounds of 9-point matches, and both your win-loss record and your PR count toward various placement and prizes and what have you. So it's a good opportunity for people to have their game, evaluate their game for themselves, and they get, a complete XG analysis file of each match in return. And so it's become quite popular. Almost, I think Roberto was telling me every ABT tournament in the United States this year will have a Players Cup BMAB event.
Yes, it's fantastic, and you can earn a master's certification, master level, advanced.
Well, they do that. Those matches apply to your
Right.
BMAB ranking and rating and so forth. And then the Players Cup, which is, I guess, more of an American subset of the overall BMAB. But the Players Cup, they have an annual competition. You win a certain number of points for match wins and maybe PR wins. I'm not sure of the exact algorithm, but there is an annual competition, and there are prizes associated with that, and prizes and recognition associated with that at the end of the year.
Very good. So we'll move on to Thursday. So Thursday, September 11th.
Thursday will be primarily side events and first starts of the various jackpots. The schedule, people have been to the schedule and the events. If people have been to San Antonio, the Texas tournaments, it's very similar in that regard. We'll have, I guess, in effect, 3 or 4 jackpots. We'll have a high roller jackpot. We'll have a Masters jackpot. We'll have a limited jackpot, and typically we'll have an open jackpot, which is more for lower level intermediate players and novice players, that just want to participate without, being thrown to the wolves in some of these higher dollar and stronger field jackpot events.
And how do you pronounce some of these words?
Well, I'll have to lean forward before I can say. Zydeco is that's an actual kind of a Cajun music of sorts. So Tara chose these words. Cinco, of course, is the EAUX, long O sound. In Texas, we have the Cinco doubles, which is CINCO, which is, we named it that. The Spanish influence and our doubles events are only 5-point matches. So we kind of carried that over to Cinco with a EAUX in New Orleans. So, and then, of course, the Mardi Gras Masters jackpot, which will be synonymous with the Longhorn Classic, and San Antonio, the Lafitte Limited, which would be synonymous with the Alamo Classic in San Antonio. So, just kind of some neat little local names associated with the events.
Very good.
And we'll probably have trophies that are, associated with the name in some regard, much like we do in Texas.
Very good. Very good. And then moving on to Friday.
Friday, we're going to have a $50 super jackpot. We'll have second starts of the various jackpots, Mardi Gras Masters, Lafitte Limited, and the first round of this open jackpot that our college chiefs named it there, the Flambeau Advanced Jackpot. So that would be the very lowest level of the jackpots. And then we have the dinner break, and after the dinner break, we'll have the first round of the main ABT events, and those will be rebuy type formats. So all of the entrants will have first round pairings. All of the winners from those pairings will, advance to the second round on Saturday. Anyone who loses and wishes to do so can re-enter and start from scratch again to try to qualify into the winners bracket on Saturday. So, and that's at a reduced entry price. I don't recall them right off the top of my head, but in effect, you sacrifice the, consolation and last chance equity of your first entry and just pay that equity for your second entry to restart. And in all of our events, all of them have the side pools, and the side pools carry over in all of the events. So that's typically quite attractive to, to players to re-enter, which, serves everyone well, and that, gives them another opportunity to win the event, and it, in effect, pumps up the prize pool somewhat as well.
It does. Okay. Very good. And then moving on to Saturday, the 13th, starting out with some yoga.
Well, yeah, I posted a number of pictures from the hotel on Facebook. Many people perhaps have seen them, and there is adjacent to the pre-function area of our playing expanse. There's what's called the King Terrace. It's a nice, it's on actually the second floor elevation, so it's above the street level somewhat, but it's I think it's like 25 feet by 80 foot long hardwood floored terrace out there, and it's really nice. I mean, if it's nice weather, that'll be nice. We're going to have some round tables and things out there that people can socialize somewhat. But on Saturday morning, we're going to have a private yoga instructor who gives a yoga class, or yoga, I guess you'd call it a class. And but anyway, it's funny, at the Kimpton, among other things, at all the Kimptons, every room has a yoga mat in it, so you can take your yoga mat from the room down to the terrace and enjoy yourself. We have one commitment. Rory has said that he is going to take the yoga class.
It's going to do yoga. Okay.
And I know absolutely nothing about yoga. Tara was laughing, but Rory said that, yes, he will do the downward dog, which I don't know what that is, but it's some position in yoga, and so that might be worth the price of admission itself.
I spoke with him this morning, actually. He's trying to get in shape, but I don't think I know a lot of people, at least the local, that play here in Los Angeles, that look like they do yoga regularly. That'd be a good opportunity.
Well, that's that's a good thing. I mean, even to whatever degree one might participate or have proficiency in yoga, it's on any morning. It's not a contest. It's an opportunity to get out, get some fresh air, stretch a little bit, relax, and get your day started off right.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the tournament after the yoga.
Well, all of the main events began, 11:15, 11:30, and those progressed throughout the day. Now, this is, they're undefeated brackets with then a progressive consolation, progressive last chance. So, once you play until you've lost 3 times and you're out, but then throughout the day, as people become available and so forth, we, the various side events will continue. And most of these side events have been continuous entry for several days there. And we can probably, depending on the exact number of people who have entered various events, we likely will be able to accept some entries throughout Saturday afternoon as well, and still be able to complete the event on Sunday. Now, we had the dinner break, and these are 2.5-hour dinner breaks. I think I might have said 3 earlier. But on Saturday, dinner break, and then when we resume, we have and we do this in San Antonio as well. We have a Calcutta auction for the final 8 championship players. Many Calcuttas are, how shall we say, they include all participants, and you have 4 or 5 player teams, and maybe some of the people, you don't know a lot of the people, and it takes a lot of time to do that. So we've for several years now in Texas, and we'll continue it in New Orleans. We just have a Calcutta of the final 8. So, and of course the pairings will be up, the draw will be up. You'll know the path that they have followed to get to where they are, and the path that they will have to negotiate to win the tournament. So it's these final 8 people all have the opportunity to win, a very good opportunity to win. So we've always found that fun, and people seem to enjoy it. It's relatively quick. All the players are known. They all have a reasonably good shot to win. So
Very good. Very good. Okay. And the final day is Sunday, the 14th.
yeah, and again, unlike our typical experience in Texas, we have the whole day of Sunday to conclude everything, because we have the Super Bowl party on Sunday night, and many people stay for that and don't leave until Monday. But this will be a more traditional schedule, in that everything's scheduled to complete the tournament events by mid to late afternoon, which enables those who choose to to go back home on Sunday have the opportunity to do so. Those that are staying over, they can go out and enjoy the city Sunday afternoon and evening, and then on into Monday, and even later if they wish. I think our room block rates, which we'll look at in a moment, I'm sure, are just phenomenal. And those are valid for 3 days, plus or minus 3 days, around the actual tournament dates as well. So you can make it an actual, extended vacation of sorts if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So next we'll go to the registration page, which is actually up, and it will show you all the details about the event. So this is the registration page. You just click over here and you can enter your information. And here it gives you all the information for the main tournament. So the main ABT has the championship and intermediate level, and this is how they can register for that, or if they want to select.
Yeah, and you'll see there, it's right now in the little block, the championship division is chosen, so it shows all of the below that, the championship division pricing, if you will. If you go to where it says championship division, you can have a little drop down menu and drop it in the box there, the intermediate, and it shows those prices and so forth. So it's just you select which division you'd like to play in, and you go from there.
Very good.
And then you can follow on down for the BMAB,
Right.
the various jackpots, and at the end it summarizes it all up, and tells you what you're in for, and gives various payment options. One of which, of course, is cash at the site. But by having the pre-registration such as this, everyone has found makes it so much easier for tournament directors and so forth to get the tournament moving. Once everyone arrives.
This is great. Also, it's nice because here it gives you the details. So, for example, the championship division, this is the entry fee, and then does it say how many points there are these matches?
I don't think she's got it there. It'll be on the brochure, which will be coming out soon. And the brochure there'll be a link to the brochure up there across the top.
Right here, at least the super jackpot is 15 points with clocks at 2 and 12, And
Right.
these ones are 13 points for the Masters jackpot, and then the 9 points for the limited. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's that, and then we'll go to the hotel. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Tara's just outdone herself here with this portion of the website. I think, it gives, like a little 4 photo, um, collage of pictures for each of the various room types. You can have a single king for 149, double queen for 169, and then there's a 1 bedroom suite for 209, a 1 bedroom spa suite, which, has a soaking tub in addition to a walk-in shower for 249. And then they actually have some really amazing upscale suites if somebody has the urge to take advantage of them. But they're just stunning. And these, it's interesting. This hotel, the main tower, I guess you call it, was a Staybridge suite hotel up until 4 or 5 years ago, and Kimpton bought it, gutted it, completely redid it. And that's why typically the guest bedrooms, even the singles, are considerably larger than what you would have in most hotels in the United States. Tar and I purposely booked, when we went over there, the cheapest room in the house, as it were, just to see what it was like. And we were very pleasantly surprised that it was as large and as nice as it is. And this was 3 or 4 weeks ago, which was not in Mardi Gras, but close to Mardi Gras. And these rooms, I know we were in a 1 bedroom or king, and it was like 270 or something like that. And oftentimes they're even more expensive. So, I mean, this is an incredibly nice hotel, and we got some great rates. So I think people will just be blown away by not only the accommodations, but the amenities that you have with the hotel.
Outstanding. It looks like a great hotel. The final tab here on the website is the shop. We did another video for that, so we'll just kind of briefly show that.
I know, does it? Yeah, there it is. And there, you'd mentioned, I think we referred to briefly earlier, the Matchmaster scoreboards. So there, of course, you see them with the something new we've come out with. There's a lot of color combinations. And then we've also, and this was Tara's brainstorm, we've extended the length of the Crawford, post-Crawford money tabs in the center stack of sheets to facilitate going to the Crawford sheet. And so it's, you can see there how you can just catch the last of the shorter sheets and flip it up, and you have the Crawford. So those have become very popular. We've sold a ton of those things already, and we have some more coming in. Another shipment Tuesday, I think, of some more of those. A couple of different color combinations, and they have some of them have a leather texture sheets to them, and then also a number of new baffle boxes as well. That shipment Tuesday.
These are the Mardi Gras colors, so I selected that. But I got a few of these, and these are really nice. I like them.
Yeah, well, we do have, and we'll get them. Might be a month before we get them, but we have ordered some Mardi Gras colored Matchmaster scoreboards as well. So
like purple and green and yellow. Yeah, okay.
So we're going to have, we'll have a lot of thematic activities at the Gammon Geaux tournament. And, it's kind of funny. I explained the derivation of the term Gammon Geaux. It's real funny, and we'll probably make up some T-shirts or some banners and things too. One of the most famous phrases in New Orleans associated with Mardi Gras, and I cannot speak French in the least, but it's something like "Laissez les bon temps rouler," which is "let the good times roll."
Yeah,
Which of course is in certain measures applicable to backgammon as well. So, I can see maybe a T-shirt with a backgammon board with dice rolling across it, and that famous New Orleans saying, "Let the good times roll" in French on the shirt. So there's a lot of things that we can play with that have a New Orleans and a backgammon connotation.
And I know they have like the LSU Tigers, they say go Tigers with the GAUX.
Yeah, I mean, all over South Louisiana, that's very common. And it'll be funny. And we're gonna, have her on a brochure in some fashion and what we can. But of course, perhaps one of the best young players in the United States, if not the world, and one of the best known young players is from Lake Charles, Louisiana, Hannah DeRosier.
Yes, Hannah.
Yeah, so they'll be there, and they are big LSU Tiger fans. They're from Lake Charles, which is in effect Acadiana part of Louisiana. So they're well versed in the Go Tigers and Go and what have you. So we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure Hannah will take a seat next to Toby regularly, perhaps.
Yeah, I love hearing her on the commentary.
Oh, it's amazing. And of course, she started out 2 years ago in Texas as a 10-year-old. Now she's 12. So she's growing like a weed. I tease her mother about that. But, she's also obviously, maturing, mentally and, I don't know, probably speaking wise and this, that, and the other. So I suspect that it's even going to be more pleasant with her own. And not that we could go anywhere, Dubai, or Monte Carlo, or Stockholm last year. And, and one of the questions, well, did you bring Hannah? Where's Hannah? so
Great. So this merchandise is available here on the online store, on the website. Will you be also having merchandise at the event?
Yeah, we plan on having a complete pop-up store, if you will, at the New Orleans event, and we'll probably take in effect every bit of merchandise that we have, which will include scoreboards, baffle boxes, various types of clocks, and thousands of pairs of dice, both USA made and imported dice. So anybody can load up on their accessories as they wish. But we're just so incredibly excited about this tournament. We've had a tremendous response from everyone we've talked to. I know I started talking it up a bit, maybe even prematurely, at the Atlanta tournament 3 or 4 weeks ago, whenever it was. And, without exception, it was, people were just so favorably reactive, and almost without exception, some of the first words out of somebody's mouth, I'd say, tell this guy or this woman that we're going to have a tournament in New Orleans. And they all go, now that's a tournament my husband will go to, or that's a tournament my wife will go to, or my significant other, or whatever. But that's the place we want to go. And, I've had 3 or 4 already international players that's like, oh, New Orleans, that's one city in the United States that's on my bucket list that I've always wanted to go to, So we're really excited about it. And another thing, and I briefly mentioned it earlier, but touch on it again quickly. I mean, within a 2 or 3 block radius of the Hotel Fontenot, there's so many incredible restaurants. It blows people's minds. I mean, Emerald's, which is, the original Emerald's is like 2 blocks down Chapatoulas. That's how that word is pronounced. People look at the address, Chapatoulas. But it's just 2 or 3 blocks down. There's a fish place called Pesh. There's a Nobu in the casino. there's a place next door called the Compere La Pont, which is, I don't know, Tara's over here laughing at my French. She was a French major, but just an incredible restaurant. And then, of course, and I've laughed with a lot of people that right across Poydras Street, which is the main drag, there's a little place called Mother's Restaurant. And it's been there since 1938, two-story little brick building right in the middle of downtown. And it's just amazing. and people just won't believe it. You can get breakfast there. The early bird special, which is from 7 to 9, is what? Scrambled eggs, grilled sausage, grits, a biscuit, and either coffee or orange juice for $8. And it's just amazing. And it was funny at Atlanta. I was talking to a number of people, and somehow their Julius had heard that, we were talking about having a Julius High had heard that we were having a tournament in New Orleans, and he come up and he says, "You're having a tournament in New Orleans?" I said, "Yes," and he just reached around and hugged me. "Thank you, thank you, thank you." He said, "Oh, that's the best place in the world. I'll bring everybody from South Louisiana or South Florida." I said, "Well, you do that." And then I told him where it was, and he says, I said, "It's right across the street from Mother's. Do you know where Mother's restaurant is?" He said, "Oh my God, Mother's restaurant's the greatest." He said, and it's so down home and inexpensive. He said, "I used to go in there and eat all the time and buy extra food so that when I left out, I could walk down the water quarter and all and hand out food to some of the people that might be on the street and so forth." So, I mean, it's just, it's amazing. And then one other thing that we haven't mentioned, there's a streetcar in New Orleans that goes, it's called St. Charles Line, and it goes all the way across the southern portion of the city of New Orleans through, from the edge of the quarter on Canal Street, comes within 2 blocks of the hotel, Kimpton, on St. Charles, and then goes all the way through the warehouse district, to the garden district, to the Audubon Place in the University District, and it's just amazing. You can see all of the, historical homes and beauty of New Orleans, and, some of the well-known restaurants like Commander's Palace and Superior Seafood, and some of those are along the streetcar line. So, I mean, it's just, if you run out of things to do, you're not working hard enough to do it, I'll assure you. So we're just extremely excited.
That sounds fantastic. This was a great overview of the Gammon Go Backgammon Championships, destination location, New Orleans, Louisiana. It'll be September 10th through the 14th, 2025 at the Kimpton Hotel Fontenot in New Orleans. Very good. So is there anything else you'd like to mention, or do you have any final comments before we conclude?
No, I guess, one thing I was just going to say, and it's interesting. I mean, so many people have responded favorably to this. And when we first brought it up at Atlanta, we had a meeting with John Perner, who's, of course, the president and CEO of the USBGF. And we started telling him about, we were planning on doing a second destination event tournament like San Antonio and so forth. And we talk on along, and he says, "Well, where is he?" And we said, "New Orleans." He says, "Geez," he said, "that's what I was hoping you were going to say." He said, "That has been, in his mind, the target city in the United States where there should be a backgammon tournament." So, that was gratifying as well. So, everyone's very excited about it.
Great, as am I. So thank you very much to my good friend Bill Riles of Ace Point Backgammon and the new Gammon Go tournament. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description of where you can get it. And if you're interested in the lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.